Welcome to the 2020 Economic Recession and Preparation Channel. I'm your host, Tony. Thank you so much for joining me once again. And today we're talking about the rising jobless claims and no second stimulus in the works for the middle class or the poor class working adults of America. According to MarketWatch.com, U.S. jobless claims rise, including federal filings, rise for the fourth straight week, and a sign of a stalling labor market. As you know, the airline industry has been hit big. Furloughs are coming for United, Delta, American Airlines, and others, and these jobs are not coming back at all. The number of Americans who applied for unemployment benefits through state and federal programs rose in early September for the fourth straight week in a row, signaling that the labor market has stalled in the summertime. Initial jobless claims remained unchanged of 850,000 new people filing for unemployment workers. And this includes self-employed workers and freelance workers. If we add those in, the numbers are even higher. So now we have the actual number of adjusted or unadjusted new claims at 1.69 million people. Federal risings have risen for the fourth straight week in a row. Continuing jobless claims, or the people that are already receiving unemployment benefits, rose by 93,000 in the 7 days that ended on August 30th. That's the first increase in 5 weeks. And so here we are. During the peak of the pandemic, we had over 6.8 million people filing for initial jobless claims, and that was back in the March-April timeframe. Now we have an increase in total state and federal initial claims, unadjusted, of 111,063 new claims. That's just since last week. And even when the numbers are adjusted, both the combined state and federal continuing claims are up 380,379. This is according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, just as of last week. So, ladies and gentlemen, there is no second stimulus check coming. Now, some may say that the benefits that have been extended for $300 a week, as you know, the $600 unemployment extra benefit ran out July 31st, and then there was a proposal by the president and his administration to extend it for a $300 a week benefit. However, that has not kept pace with what's going on in reality. And right now, we have a troubling economy that's losing pace. The Dow Jones has dropped over 300 something points just this week alone. On top of that, jobless claims are no longer falling, said Chief Economist Chris Lowe of FHN Financial. And now we have a real unemployment rate well over 11%. The true unemployment rate right now, ladies and gentlemen, is 15.5%. The numbers that we're getting from the Bureau of Labor Statistics is fake and untrue. The official U.S. unemployment rate that they claim is at 10%. But the real figure, according to CNBC.com and other sources, is higher than 11% when accounting for various factors. That would mean the country is still in the throes of an unemployment crisis worse than any time since the Second World War era. So right now we have a 15.5% true unemployment rate. We have inflation up at 8%, real inflation, not the 2.2% that the Federal Reserve Bank is touting us. So now we have roughly 1 in 9 people who want a job, but they can't find employment. And this is including healthcare and all the sectors that they say, it's supposed to be growing during this time. Healthcare, business, retail, government, you name it. They're not growing. 1 in 9 people can't find work who are actually looking for work during this pandemic crisis. This is the highest unemployment rate since 1982, ladies and gentlemen. When we had that 80 to 82 recession, a lot of the baby boomers remember that recession that we had back in the late 70s, early 80s. Now, the unemployment rate figure is significant because it's a snapshot of the whole picture of the economy. And remember, millions of workers have not been getting any federal assistance over a month now. And you also have to remember we're coming up on election season. We also are coming up on the deadline for the moratoriums on rent evictions and mortgage foreclosures, which is going to be in this coming December, by the end of this year. So all of this is going to lead to a total collapse of this system. And that's why I always encourage people, whether you're in the city, whether you're in rural or suburbia, to get prepared as best you can. I know that some people have told me, they said that we don't have a place to store a lot of the food, the water, supplies, medical supplies. Well, get some bins from Walmart, those little gray bins, and store things, or the dollar store, and store things in those so you can be mobile. But you need to have a collection of supplies, because we're only one black swan event away from this whole system collapsing. If there's an EMP, a power outage for a week or two or a month because of the fires in California, or who knows, if the grid goes down, all of us are in big trouble, because of this economy is already on a weakening basis right now. And that's why it's so important to be prepared, and your family to be prepared. So start thinking about that, because the federal government, the state government is broke. They're not here to help us. They're not here to get us out of this thing. And even if they are here to get us out of this thing, they know that this is going to be a 10-year recovery, at least, at the minimum. It's not going to just snap your fingers, and a genie in a bottle, and everybody goes back to work again. We have 150 million people in this economy right now. That's used to be American workers, 150 million workers, right? But we have 60 million unemployed right now. That's over a third of the workforce that's not working, not contributing to productivity of this labor force. Okay, so that is unbelievable numbers. And if you think anything is getting better because the stock market is supposedly getting better, or technology is getting better, it is not. Technology is in fact making it worse, because it's eliminating more jobs, more engineering jobs for our kids, more STEM jobs, science, technology, engineering, mathematics jobs are being eliminated by technology, by automation, by robots. If you think this pandemic is going to get any better, it is not. It is here to stay for the next 2 to 3 years, and that means the economy is going to be on life support. So get prepared today. Work as best you can. For those of you who have jobs at home or at school, continue to do work. Continue to do your due diligence despite what's going on in the news. There's still always work to be done, even in a depression-like economy. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next report.